Hi there, I'm back again with yet another of my videos. Today we are going to discuss about Edward James Hughes and his famous poem, The Laburnum Top. Edward James Hughes, popularly known by his pen name Ted Hughes, was an English poet and translator who mostly wrote for children. He was ranked as one of the best poets of his generations by his critics. His poetic verses are mainly rooted in nature. He generally wrote on the mixture of beauty and violence in this natural world. He often used animals and birds to serve as metaphors for his views on life. Let us first discuss the theme of this poem. The poem, The Laburnum Top by Ted Hughes, revolves around a laburnum tree and a goldfinch bird. The theme of this poem is the symbiotic relationship between the two. Children, we live in a society, and it is not possible for anybody to survive alone. We can only survive and flourish in life if we maintain the relationship of give and take. The same happens with the laburnum tree and the goldfinch bird. It was early autumn and the laburnum tree was slowly drying up. But the goldfinch bird and its young ones come to live there and bring the tree back to life. Moving on to the message of the poem, the poet here is trying to say that life is a process of exchange and transformation. We all know that life is not always a bed of roses. It is full of sad moments as well as happy moments. People are alive just because they undergo exchange of energy. The poet further says that life in itself is seemingly dull and inanimate, but it is the attitude of a person towards life that makes it meaningful and worth living. The central idea of the poem, The Laburnum Top, is a beautiful poem where the poet uses the laburnum tree and the goldfinches as the symbol of life and its fluctuations. The goldfinch transforms and brings the tree back to life as her cheeks rustle and chirp on seeing her. Once the goldfinch leaves the tree becomes quiet and still again. The tree represents the boring and hackneyed routine of our life in general, and the goldfinch bird breaks this usual pattern and makes it lively. Come on now, let us begin with the stanza-wise summary of the poem. Stanza 1. The laburnum top is silent, quite still, in the afternoon yellow September sunlight. A few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. The poet describes a beautiful sunny autumn with a laburnum tree standing silent and still. I hope you all know what is autumn called in Hindi. It is Padjhad. So it is the month of September and the tree is laden with yellow leaves and flowers. The yellow color signifies the autumn season, and the poet also informs us that all the seeds of this tree have fallen to the ground. I will be dividing stanza 2 into two parts for your better understanding. In the first part, till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. A goldfinch comes and sits on the branch of the laburnum tree. The goldfinch has her nest in this tree. As soon as her cheeks are aware of her arrival, they begin chirping. The alert mother enters her nest with great care so that no predator can come to know that her babies are housed in this nest. Then, sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness and a machine starts up of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings. The whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of her family. She stokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end, showing her barred face identity mask. The poet compares the alert, abrupt, and sleek movement of the goldfinch with that of a lizard. She is called the engine of a family by the poet. Just as an engine starts up a machine, in the same way her arrival starts the chirping of her young ones. By feeding them, she adds fuel to the machine, and as a result, her chickens are full of energy and become very active. After satisfying their hunger, she flies and rests on the end of a branch of the tree, her identity concealed behind the yellow flowers and leaves. Coming to the last stanza, then, with eerie, delicate whistle chirrup whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. After taking rest for some time, the goldfinch makes a high-pitched sound and slowly soars up towards the infinite sky. The tree becomes silent again, and everything seems to be the same as it was before the arrival of the goldfinch. Now, the poetic devices used in this poem. First of all, we will discuss about simile. Simile is when one thing is compared to another, and the example of simile in this poem is as sleek as a lizard. The second poetic device that has been used in this poem is metaphor. Metaphor again is a word or a phrase which is used to represent something else. Example of metaphor in this poem: engine of a family, where engine represents the mother goldfinch and the machine represents her nest carrying her chicks. Alliteration, a group of words having the same first consonant sound occurring close together in a series. We have several examples of alliteration in this poem, like September sunlight, and alert and abrupt, a suddenness, a startlement, and tree trembles and thrills. Onomatopoeia, a word formed from a sound similar to it. Here, the example of onomatopoeia is twitching chirrup, chitterings, trillings, whistle chirrup. Lastly, we have transferred epithet, which is a description which refers to a character or event but is used to describe a different situation or character. Example, her barred face, identity mask. With this, we come to the end of this poem. For more similar contents, please continue to support my channel by subscribing so that I can make new videos for you every week. Hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.